All right, here's a very practical problem for most of you probably. Um, Pretend that you have $90,000 in student loan debt that you financed at 7% and that you took out a 30-year student loan, which is very typical for them to offer you that. And that's going to give you, and pretend that this interest rate here is fixed, that it's not going to balloon or anything like that. Read that carefully with your terms and conditions of your student loans. Um, but assuming that you do that, maybe you think that you are going to be able to pay it off faster than that, that you're going to make higher than required monthly payments. Let's see how much more you would have to pay each month to pay off the loan in half the time, in 15 years instead of 30 years. So our formulas haven't changed. It's still going to be that your payment formula is going to be over n to the 1 minus 1 plus r over n to the negative nt, like so. So we're going to go in to calculate that in both situations to see what the monthly payment would be for the original 30-year term, and then we're going to see what we would have to pay it off in 15 years. So 90,000 times 0.07 divided by 12 divided by 1 minus 1 plus 0.07 divided by 12 raised to the negative 12 times 30 power. And that's going to make our payment over here $598.77. If we come back, and the only thing that we're going to change here is change this to 15 so we can try and pay it off faster. And we're going to instead have to pay 808.95. So we want to find the difference between those. 808.95 minus 598.77. Here's the difference here of 210.18. It's not a bad idea to try and do this in your loan repayment options. Usually your lender is going to give you the option to overpay and apply the overpayment towards your principal and pay down your loan faster. And then that may even reduce the required monthly payment when you do that, that'll make an adjustment on how much principal is left. So then the next time that you pay the same amount, you're making an even larger overpayment and paying down even more principal and so on. So you can quickly pay down your debt this way. If you know that you're going to be able to pay it off in, say, 15 years, then they offer a 15 year term as a loan vehicle. You should get that because you're going to get a better interest rate that way. But otherwise, you should try and pay it off and pay as much of the principal off every month as you can by making these larger interest payments. One of the advantages to this, if you're unsure that you're going to be able to pay the $808.95 every month, you know that your amount that you're going to have to pay is $598.77, and you'll still be able to get it paid off in the 30 years that way. But the more payments that you can make at this level of 808.95, the faster that you're going to be able to pay it off. If you could make all the payments in at that rate, then you could pay it off in half the time. But noticed we did not need to double the payment to pay it off in half the time. That's one of the key things to see here, is that even though we paid it twice as fast, we did not need to pay twice as much to do so. All right, that's it for this video. Again, hope that was practical to you and where you're at. If you have student loan payments to make, to know that you can set a goal to pay off your 30-year loan in, say, 15 or 20 years, or maybe even 10 years if you get a really good paying job and you can afford to make the higher monthly payments that way. Right. Have a good day.